I want to talk to an angel mom here, and I have struggled with the last interview we did because I can't imagine anything worse than losing a child. Can't. I have I've had two of my daughters, my oldest and my youngest, in the hospital this week. One was in the emergency room, and the other one has been in the hospital and probably going to be there for about 10 days about brain surgery. And I just don't know how I would live. And I don't know how I would live if somebody violently took my child. But these stories have to be told because this is really, truly what the shutdown is about. This is about, I don't care about the wall. I really don't. I just want whatever is most effective so we know who's here and we have some law and order. Sabine Durden is an angel mom. She is actually an immigrant herself. She is a legal immigrant, and she is from Germany. Sabine, welcome.
Thank you, Glenn, for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. And I'm sorry it's on these circumstances. And, you know, we're going to talk about things. And please feel free to say, I can't go there anymore. But Sabine, when did you come to the United States and why?
I was married to a U.S. Army soldier. We met in Germany. 2 years, got married, had Dominic. He was born in Germany. That's why he earned the name German Chocolate. And his dad was black, so that was appropriate for him to call himself. And then we got orders to come to America in the date, sometimes the years.
Whatever. It's been a while, though.
It's been a long time. And we came over and we had orders. And I had to fill out a lot of paperwork, even though I was married to a service member, sign paperwork that I would never receive any government assistance. I had to have money, sponsors, medical examination, the whole 9 yards, just to come over with my American husband and my child.
So you get here, and you're raising your son, and he's how old in July of 2012?
30 years old.
He's 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's in California.
We're in California. Yeah. No, he was never married, has no kids, and he was my only child.
Tell me what happened.
At 5:45 in the morning, my son was on his way to work on his motorcycle. He was working for the Riverside Sheriff's Department as a 911 dispatcher. And this illegal criminal with 2 felonies, 1 deportation, 2 DUIs, the last one 5 weeks before he killed my son, he received probation again, turned his unregistered and uninsured little truck in front of my son and hit him so hard at 5:45 a.m., July 12, 2012, that it killed him instantly and then threw him into a wall on the sidewalk. That was the end of my family right there. So
you, as an immigrant, you obviously don't hate immigrants.
No.
And you come over and you do it the right way. And this guy, who not only is here illegally, he had already been deported, correct?
Yes, correct.
And he returns a second time illegally.
Correct.
He has a criminal record.
Of course.
And the state of California is doing nothing about it because it's a sanctuary in California.
Well, at that time, it wasn't a sanctuary state, but I found out Riverside acted like a sanctuary city because the judge and the DA knew the offender. And they caught him 2 times with the armed robbery and grand theft. They had him in front of them with their first DUI. They gave him probation. And then he was caught drunk driving again without a license. And they gave him probation again. So they had 4 chances that I know of. There might be more. I didn't want to even dig anymore.
So he armed robbery.
Yes.
And 2 DUIs. What else was?
And Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Deported. Right. And each time he's brought in for DUI, they just give him...
license.
No license. They give him probation.
Probation. Of course. None of us would get that privilege.
What did he was charged with vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, misdemeanor, vehicular manslaughter without gross negligence. And the judge made a deal with him and told me in court, I wish I would have known more about this case because I would have given him a harsher sentence. But because I gave him my word, I have to stick with that and honor my word. So he's going to get 9 months, 5-year probation, and the guy served 35 days.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. If that isn't a slap in the face and ripping my heart out again.
Is he still here in America?
No. He was, while we had the hearing, because the DA talked me into not having a trial, I'm in the biggest shock of my life. I didn't even know who I was anymore. He got to bail out for $10,000 cash and was free to go. We never thought he would come back, but he was so arrogant because he's been getting away with every crime he committed. He came back. And so the only time I saw him in handcuffs was the day of the hearing when he was found guilty of the misdemeanor. They let him away. And because by then I found my voice, I got louder. They took him to a detention center, but they wouldn't tell me where. An ICE agent called me anonymously and told me they had enough of this. They knew Dominic. They heard of him. And they told me he was in Adelanto in a detention center, about an hour and a half from my house. And for a year and a half, my fiancé Anthony and I went there every week, just sitting there, letting them know, do not let this guy go. And now here comes the kicker, Glenn. An ICE agent that we befriended, and he had enough of this, told us that once in a while they get a note from the top, he only said from the top, that says open the back door. That means let him out. But because we sat there every week, they knew they better not. And he was deported a year and a half later. And we have good sources because Dominic was friends with the police department, fire department, SWAT.
Yeah, 911.
That he's back. I know I'm going to see his face again, Glenn, in the news with another victim. I just know it because he never apologized. He never owned it. He told the judge through a translator, which later he spoke fluent English. Of course, that miracle happened. Mm-hmm. He said, God gives life, God takes life. I was only on my way to work. He's going to do it again.
Sabine, I'm sorry for your loss. Talk to people who are that are maybe not for this shutdown and not for the border discussion that we're having right now. Talk to them, parent to parent. What would you say to those people who are saying we don't need all of this?
I would tell them, yes, we do, because when we are at home, we lock our doors. We want to make sure our kids are safe and grow up and protect that America and our government protects its citizens. And if we don't do this now, there will be many more that will have to go to a morgue like I did and kiss their child for one last time. And as a parent, your mind won't let you go there, the pain, the agony, because it's forever. But we need this protection. And if they don't think it's good for Americans, okay, let's go to the other side. These families, the kids that are used, the sex trafficking, all this will come to a stop because it protects both sides. Because people are lied to, they're dragging their kids or somebody else's kids just to get in here. Well, if we have a wall and functioning border security that we deserve and we need, and that was talked about by the Democrats for so long until they switched a bit, it will keep their families safe. You'd never have to go through this.
Sabine, thank you so much. Sabine Durden, you can find her website at domhugs.com. domhugs.org. Sabina, thank you so much.